Hello, it is Wednesday, May 15th, 2024, back here for Daily Shakeup number 890. And today I want to talk about the concept of reading between the lines. Now, often we encourage people to read between the lines, right? We say, come on, you ought to be able to read between the lines. But here's the problem. A lot of times we read between the lines, but what we're really doing is reading into between the lines. We're reading things that aren't there. And one of the things I encourage you to do when it comes to the written word is be thoughtful about what you're writing, but also what you're reading. And be careful of where you're reading it and where you're inserting it or interpreting it. See, the problem is that often, this is the problem with written communication. It's so easy to be misunderstood because sender may have something they're intending that they're not as clear about, or it is read that way by the receiver. I'm not a fan of written communication unless it's really clear and simple information and generally positive. If it's anywhere from neutral to negative or some sort of feedback, it's so often misunderstood and confusing. And people say, well, I need to document the information. Well, that's fine. Have the phone call or have the Zoom and then document it in the email. Too often we rely on email and we're deferring our leadership with it. And we create communication gaps strictly by doing the writing. But as the receiver, here's my suggestion. Be thoughtful in your reading, but be careful about reading between the lines when you're actually inserting between the lines. I tend to look at the written word, I take it like an itist. It just is these words. What do those words mean? Because more often than not, when we insert things between the lines, we create disconnect, dysfunction, miscommunication, and potential breaks in relationship that are just not there. So let's not put them in until we know they're there and then address them in that way. So reading between the lines, a good skill to have, but probably overused and often gets us into trouble.